number down. The differential, that is.
Phil Taylor led James Wade 8 legs to 2 in the quarter-final, and in the end got a little bit twitchy, didn't it, late on in that game. Wade was threatening to reel him back in, so Thornton has got to summon up a similar kind of performance to Wade. Just hang on in there, hope that Taylor misses the odd double, hope his scoring drops off a bit.
Yeah, and you just never know, because it's obvious they're both a bit weary compared to their semi-final matches. I mean, to play these 2 matches in a day of this length, that's a lot longer than playing a World Championship final. So it is draining. The concentration required for the length of time, it's massive.
Yeah, both players played 25 legs this afternoon, and if they were to play another 25 tonight for a grand total of 50, that is a World Championship final in terms of distance, isn't it?
59.
But the added challenge of a day like today is it's spaced out over, what, 8-9 hours. And to keep your brain in gear, often very difficult. So many distractions.
Another red bit to leave 72 would be very handy.
He'll require 127.
We're going to find the treble 19 to leave the bull. Thornton hit in the last leg, and Taylor is millimetres away.
Robert, you require 72.
All but hit it. But Robert, really good chance here. 16 for tops. Tops for another.
52. Phil, we require 25.
The kind of chance we all know you've got to take against this man now. Look at a double 8. Well, he almost hit treble 9 there, which would have been highly embarrassing.
You could say he was a little bit fortunate on that one. He wasn't as close as to get an awe or anything, but he was well aware. He was well aware that he was that close. Maybe gave him a little adrenaline boost to get his focus up for the double, though. Sometimes that helps. A little slap.
Phil Taylor has won 26 consecutive televised darts matches in major championship. His own record is 30. So if he wins here tonight and goes on to reach at least the semi-finals at the Alexandra Palace, or at the Minehead, the Players' Championship, should I say, he will have broken that record. It's a remarkable run, isn't it? 26 consecutive wins.
100.
It's fantastic. Now, and Phil, he's had a long, hard week and a hard day, and he's more than halfway past here. His dart sat nav is telling him 7 more legs to your destination.
They do malfunction, those devices, occasionally, though, John. He'll be hoping it keeps it straight on to number 16.
Well, sometimes traffic situations arise.
140. Will we require 161?
He wants the 20s first. We'll go for the shot. Robert on 127, but not on now. And it's kind of a break chance, decent break chance, not a fantastic one. We know he likes the bull, so let's see if he can do this again. 20s. Well, treble 19 would leave the bull. Well, he's got 100, so the treble 20, leave tops.
47.
Either way, you figure it's pretty unlikely this man will miss the 25 in tops. Perfection so far. And continued. 6 legs until your destination.
He's into double figures. He's 6 away. And handing out another heavy hiding in the Grand Slam final. 2007, he beat Andy Hamilton 18-11. 2008, Terry Jenkins 18-9. 2009, Scott Waits obliterated 16-2. And then 2011, Gary Anderson blown away 16-4. So this is nothing new or nothing strange on this stage.
You know, Phil doesn't ever get bored of it, though. I think he enjoys a really good match. He really does. And obviously today in the semi was one of those. Even though the score, he still pulled away at the end. But you know, Phil loves his darts, but he does love to win big.
Well, Robert Thornton did have those 2 wins over Phil Taylor last year, the UK and then the Grand Prix, when Taylor missed a couple of match darts to beat him. But then when they met, when it really matters in the World Championship last 16, 4-0 in sets to Phil Taylor, and Robert Thornton only won 3 legs in the entire match. He doesn't forget either, does he?
No, and you know, Robert has done fairly well against Phil in the last couple of years, and some tour things here and there, and maybe 50-50ish. And you know, Phil knows that, so he wants to send a clear message this time around. He wants to he wants to leave Robert at 3. So the next time he plays him, maybe it'll be easier for him. And what's the 140 to leave 36?
140. Phil, we require 160.
Well, it would be no surprise with Thornton waiting on double for this to go. For this to go. Bull! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's almost as if it seems when his opponent has left something very, very handy, like a double, that Taylor just ups the ante, ups the power.
Yeah, I think it's CGI, Rod. I'm pretty sure it's CGI. I don't know what they're doing in the truck, but this can't be happening for real.
Well, in this afternoon's game against Adrian Lewis left it handy. Phil Taylor went out on 167. Adrian Lewis missed tops for a 160. Phil Taylor immediately took out 160. And that just drives you mad when you stood behind him, doesn't it? Just drives you mad. Thornton did everything right there, didn't he, to leave a single dart finish.
Well, yeah, he did. He didn't score enough earlier in the leg, though, so that's the way it goes. When you're left on a double without getting a shot, ultimately you could have scored more earlier in most cases.
95.
And it doesn't get much crueler than that. 164 against you with you set on double.
60.
There's a fair amount of head shaking in the crowd. There's been some head shaking in here all afternoon about the sheer quality of what we've witnessed. It hasn't been as sustained tonight, obviously, from Phil Taylor as it was in the Adrian Lewis battle this afternoon. Yeah. But again, that 164.
He's able to summon it from somewhere, like a genie out of a bottle. Bang, it's out.
He just, when he's challenged, he ups it. As you know, John, from that 2003 final, you had to keep at the very peak because you knew he was going to keep back at you and keep pulling things out all the time and keep on your tail even though you led.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the ultimate darts machine. He doesn't give up. And if there's something he wants, it's to do something no one's ever done. And he's not in a comeback position very often, but believe me, if he's in a bad situation, he wants to come back and have people talk about it.
54.
Because there's just about nothing he hasn't done. So it's treble 10 for Robert, 16 for tops. This could be a break. Well, that's good composure there. Robert Thornton says, yes, I'm still here. It doesn't look good, but I'm not giving up.